Thank you so much for listening to Sunny Radio on a Friday. I've got a special guest joining us right now. You might have been hearing the messages on the radio here for the United Way. Last week we had another guest from the United Way, but today we have Jay Powell from the United Way joining us. Jay, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Happy Friday.
What is your official title with the United Way of the Sioux Empire?
I'm the president, and there's 10 of us that work for United Way, so I'm one of the staff members.
And you guys have a ton of people that volunteer to help out, and you have a lot of people that are contributing to help make things happen. But for people that are maybe a little unaware of the United Way and the Sioux Empire, first of all, how long has United Way been here?
You know, in Sioux Falls, our United Way started in 1929.
Nice.
So almost 90 years now.
So it's been around a long time, and I know there are a lot of things that are in this community that wouldn't be here without the support of the United Way. So you guys have kind of helped shape this area.
We have. We're fortunate. Generosity of our community makes our United Way quite an innovative organization. Cities our size across the country, United Way raise just under $2 million. And in Sioux Falls, we benefit from over $10 million in gifts on an annual basis. So it's a great spot to have a United Way.
Very nice. Now, how many volunteers, do you have an idea of how many volunteers work with you guys?
We have 1,000 volunteers every year.
That's awesome.
And 10 staff, so 99 out of every 100 people that work for United Way do it for free, and that helps on the overhead.
That's really, really nice. And for those of you who are volunteers, and thank you, I appreciate that a lot, because, again, they wouldn't be able to shape the community without having people like you volunteering to help. Now, let's talk about some of the things that when people make that contribution, maybe it's their boss that says, hey, we're doing this United Way fund drive, and if you'd like, we can take it right out of your check and put it in. When people make that decision to do that, where do the funds go? They're
actually managed by 100 volunteers, and so they go into a big pot of money, and there's 12 teams with 8 volunteers on each team. And they each have an area of expertise. So there might be child care is one area, youth development, seniors, people with disabilities. There's 12 different areas, and those funds that people give are invested by all those volunteers in those teams. So it's a very thorough process. When you make a gift to United Way, you're making it to the full community, really. And it gets spread around to 41 different agencies. By volunteers that make those decisions.
So when you make that contribution, it goes a long way and helps a lot of people.
Yeah, it really does. And then in a typical way, and the YMCA and the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts and those kind of organizations, but in the Sioux Empire, there's also lots of innovative things we do, and I don't know if there's some point that we can talk about the innovative things.
Yeah, let's talk about that now. What are some of the things?
Well, we're the most defibrillated city in the nation, actually. And it was led by our United Way, the public access defibrillator program that we started about 10 years ago. We're saving about a person a month.
That's awesome.
Public access, yeah. Even high school kids. We've read in the paper and seen stories about high school kids who've been saved because of defibrillation. And that was a United Way idea that said, hey, let's get together as a community and put more defibs around. And so, again, because of the generosity, we're able to do more innovative type things. For instance, right now we're bringing, on a new grant, our counseling program straight into the school system in Harrisburg.
Nice.
Yeah, because not every kid can find mental health counseling. There's a lot of mental health needs. We've even seen a couple guns now in the 2 high schools in the last few months. We want to be there ready and helping these kids so that we can stem some of that, and also just because it's a very important aspect of our health, mental health.
And a little bit of prevention goes a long way. And now you guys also have things like the Imagination Library, the Backpack Program, Better Together. Talk a little bit about those programs.
Well, the Imagination Library, I don't know if you've been around Sioux Falls a while. I don't know if you remember when Dolly Parton came.
Oh, that's been a while back, yeah?
We were the first United Way in the country to adopt Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, which is a free book to every child from birth all the way until they turn 5 every month. So it comes in the mail to them, and it's picked out specifically for their age. So they end up with a library of 60 books. Over 2/3 of all families in our area receive Dolly Parton Imagination Library through United Way. So we've given out 1.5 million books. And kids, by the time they're 1.5, 2 years old, they understand what it is to get a free book in the mail, and they start to know what time of the month it is to get one, and the parents get drug out to the mailbox to see if the book's there that day, and they have to read it right away. And it just creates a lot of excitement around reading. And like I say, we're the first United Way to do that, and now over 200 United Ways in the country have the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. So in fact, we got to introduce Dolly to the whole United Way network at the national conference.
That's really, really cool. Again, our guest right now is Jay Powell, the president of the Sioux Empire United Way. Now, for people who maybe are listening right now and saying, I would like to get involved, I'd like to contribute, what is the best way for them to do that, and how do they go about doing that, whether they want to donate time or if they want to donate funds?
The very best way is to give through your employer. Almost every employer in town supports United Way, and every fall they have an opportunity for people to make a weekly gift out of their paycheck to United Way. So you say you give $5 a week. You decide I can afford one less Starbucks. That ends up to be $250 by the end of the year. It's a big gift, but it doesn't cost you much on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And if you don't have an employer that supports United Way, you can always go online, Sioux Empire United Way, or grab your phone, and we have an app that you can give to us through your credit card or however you want to. So if you want to volunteer, call us at United Way, 336-2095. Like I say, we have 1,000 volunteers. Most of them raise the money, but over 100 of them spend their time spending the money. So.
Well, Jay, thank you so much for spending some time with me right now to help enlighten people on what the United Way does.
Thank you, John.
And again, Jay Powell, president of the United Way of the Sioux Empire, thank you so much for tuning in on a Friday. Appreciate you joining us right here on Sunny Radio.